are back into the show, folks. In my own words, the podcast on a Friday, hottest show in the streets, best form of Crimson Tide football, news, notes, and information. So what does this mean for a guy like Bryce Young, seeing one Taulia Tagovailoa in the transfer portal? Well, first and foremost, it gives Bryce Young an opportunity now to go after just one guy, right? With Leah in the picture, Young was going after both Leah and Mac Jones. Now with Leah in the portal, Bryce Young goes fully after one guy, and that being Jones for the starting quarterback role. And I go back to, once again, Tua Tagovailoa for just a moment here. And what made Tua, and not just Tua, what made guys like Tua, Trevor Lawrence, Johnny Manziel, and even Jake Fromm, his freshman year at Georgia, what made guys like that special was, for defenses, they didn't know how to take them. They didn't know how to play them. They didn't know how to scheme for them. There was no scouting report. They had no film. And you kind of had to play those guys on the fly. It was trial by error, trial by fire. And when you have to play guys trial by fire, 9 times out of 10, it does not work because you're gauging, trying to see, okay, what are their tendencies? Do they work well under pressure? Do they not work well under pressure? Do I blitz 4 to 5? Do I send 3, drop 7, 8 back into coverage? Defenses are trying to figure out, how can I rough this guy up? How can I affect this guy? How can I frustrate this guy? Because we don't know how to deal with him. We never seen this type of player before. We never seen this guy before. So that's a huge feather in the cap of Bryce Young. He has a chance to get out there on the field and frustrate a lot of defensive coordinators, defensive players on the field, because they will not know how to defend. They will not know how to take. They will not know how to play. They will not know how to gauge him because they have no film. They have no film. They have no study. They have nothing to go off of, nothing to base on. How do we play, Bryce Young? And it's almost kind of, a blessing in disguise that, Young did not even have, spring ball, or Alabama did not have spring ball or spring practice, because if spring ball would have happened, it would have at least given opposing defenses and defensive coordinators, defensive, head coaches and, players a sneak peek of, what could Young provide if Alabama would have had a spring game. Because of the coronavirus pandemic, no spring game, which leads to, no ability to figure out, what does Bryce Young do the best? What does he do? What does he do well? What does he like to go to? Does he like to roll out of the pocket? He's the guy that stands back in the pocket and throws the football. So just on the onset, just on the surface, not having, Leah or having Taulia into the portal, this gives Bryce Young a chance to get on the field and completely go toe-to-toe with Mac Jones and prove that, yes, I'm a freshman. Yes, I didn't have spring practice. Yes, I didn't have A-Day. Yes, I didn't get that opportunity to really bond with the guys on this field. But I have something that, Mac Jones does not have. I have, whatever that may be, I have that particular it factor. I have that particular intangible. I have that particular, wherewithal to where if I'm in this game, if I'm the starting quarterback, if I'm the guy, I'm going to take this Alabama football team and I'm going to lead them to a national championship. Just seeing how, Bryce Young does come from a powerhouse school in Mater Dei in California. So just off the onset, the one thing that Bryce Young does present is that wild card of, he's a mystery. You don't know what he can do. You don't know what he can provide. You don't know what he can bring because you've never seen him in a college game. Yes, opposing defenses can turn on high school film and see what he did in high school. That's fine. But at the same time, he's done some growing from his high school time to where he is right now. So you really don't know how to gauge him until you actually get him on the field. So right now, at this very point in time, you don't know what you're going to see. You don't know how to take Bryce Young is what I'm saying. So that's the big news. Now, Right now, do I still see Mac Jones being the starting quarterback? Most definitely. Do I still see Mac Jones being trotted out there as the guy week 1? Absolutely, because honestly, the biggest difference between Jones and Jalen Hurts is, as much as I value and respect Jalen Hurts, Hurts did not learn how to become a true marquee passer, distributor of the football until his final year at Alabama with Dan Enos as the quarterback coach, and his only year at Oklahoma. Also, along with that, Jalen had a fear of making a mistake. It's if I throw a pick, if I turn the ball over, if I fumble the football, if I make a mistake, what's going to happen to me? Is Coach Saban going to bench me? Am I going to lose my job? Is Nick Saban going to pull me? And when you're playing at Alabama, when you're playing under Coach Saban, when you're playing in the SEC, when you're playing in a Power 5 conference, you cannot afford to play with fear. You cannot afford to have fear. And, of course, Jalen Hurts had those fears, and those fears led to him at times not giving wide receivers an opportunity to make the plays on the field, not giving them an opportunity to go up and snatch the football. Mac Jones does not have that fear. We saw it against Auburn and the Iron Bowl. He was getting tattooed by one of the best defensive fronts in college football, but still gave Jalen Waddle, still gave Henry Ruggs, still gave Devontae Smith, still gave Jerry Jeudy every single opportunity to elevate and catch the football. Even if they did not come down with the ball and did not make the play, Jones was going to still provide them with that chance to make a play on the football. Same thing in the Michigan game. Jones did the exact same thing. So when I look at a Bryce Young, he would give the wide receivers a chance to make a play on the football. And with Leah in the transfer portal, Young is a guy that's now full on, has one guy to beat out, for the pure starting job, and that would be Mac Jones at the quarterback position. But as always, folks, you want the best in news, notes, information, and content, you can download the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. Very simple and easy to do. You get it from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you've got the Android phone, the podcast options if you're checking out iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Overcast.fm, TuneIn Radio, Google Play, or iHeartRadio. We've got you locked and loaded right here. And if the good Lord sees fit, I will return on Monday giving you more Crimson Tide football. But husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children still find ways to legitimately not be bored. Get those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. Protect yourself, protect your loved ones around you. Enjoy your Mother's Day weekend. This has been yours truly, Stephen M. Smith, and this is In My Own Words. Thank you for watching Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel. To continue to get the best in the Alabama football content, subscribe here and turn on your notifications to stay connected with the hottest shows covering your Crimson Tide.